I got to bed late. I listened back to Sierra's latest live. She sounded very sad, emotional, defeated in the beginning. But then she ended her live with a little pact or something that her and White Boy made against me. That's how she ended her sobbing, bawling, I'm trying to do good for God. My channel is for God video. That's what she wants. But yet she's enjoying because I saw her constantly giggling, laughing, and whatnot. When I was looking up for the part, because I have receipts on where she literally more than implied that I paid for Jimmy's services in Virginia. So she started her live out defending and basically lying about her remark. And I'm going to play it right here and we're going to discuss it. She has critiqued many of my videos, and instead of taking notes and trying to remember what to cover, I'm going to play hers. And it's in the description. Where I can comment like she's been doing about my videos for going on about 3 months now. This is her latest video. That she did while I was doing mine, apparently. And half of it was sobbing, and I almost felt bad for her. But then her true colors showed again at the very end. This is her latest video.
This is your first time here. Well, this is going to be a hell of an introduction. I just finished watching the last episode of Euphoria not too long ago. And now I was getting ready to watch Shane Dawson. That's what happened. I was getting ready to watch Shane Dawson, and I was like, let me my messenger before I get into Shane Dawson. Because I wanted to watch that, that's my dude. That's my inspiration for this whole channel. But neither here nor there. If you're here, if you're here, like the video on your way in or out, BNC. I haven't got emotional about the PCT thing since it happened, because I've been in a state of confusion. Okay? And I'm not going to pull up a StreamYard or waste StreamYard hours on this bullshit. A lot of people don't understand my allegory, my parables, and some of the shit I say. So let me clarify and let me be crystal clear.
Okay, and let me be crystal clear. 2 months ago, I walked away from our friendship because I saw that you were slowly but surely treating me like you did PJ. And I've had enough. I've had enough on these internet streets. Okay, you used to, for some reason, for a while there, you didn't have problems with different people. Okay, people didn't kind of call you names. But you want to beat a dead horse with this whole Jimmy thing. You want to make little movies and AI things, and like you said, you want to have a memoir someday. And you told people that I know too in Messenger that this is your time to, maybe not these exact words, time to shine, but your time for your channel. And you're using Jimmy and what you went through with him and what you didn't go through with him for clicks and views and clout and all of that. And you know it. I'm defending myself, and there's nothing wrong with that. And once again, you got some things wrong in your video. You said that, you said it. I couldn't believe it. And this was 3 years ago, this August, that I went to Virginia. And and it was even typed in Messenger to you, Sierra, that Maria G did not pay for my flight. Nobody did. I did. It was $711. He used to work at a 7-Eleven. It doesn't matter. I don't care. But all you like tarot card readers and all of this will read something into that, won't you? Back when I got a little bit of a trust fund every 3 months, I was able to save. She never paid for that. So, how dare you mention again a sexual whatever thing was paid for, which means, I believe your word was, it was solicited, and you want to keep what did you say? Keep the feds from me, but you said it in a way I've never heard anyone speak about it before. It was really kind of weird. In between a bunch of literal sobbing. Now, I literally almost felt bad for you. And I was like, I was thinking, is this a person like with Team Rose? I can just hash things out and it won't continue. And I just knew a good 2 months ago that it was going to continue with you. Because when I told you that he gave me money towards a vacuum on my PayPal, I told you that to sort of remind you that this is the reason, because I felt like, he did some things for me. He helped me out in life. He didn't just summon me to Virginia or just show up at my doorstep for sex and to smoke a joint and say, "Hey, how you doing?" He physically did some things for me that helped me and my family. My vacuum had just broke. I didn't even know what grifting meant back then. If I was a grifter, I could have said, "Hey, Jimmy, I've heard of PayPal. Help me set that up. Let's see how much I can make on this little birthday shebang up, on panel." And he was the one that said, "Let's, have you open a PayPal and people might donate for your birthday." And they did. And not a ton. I'm not embarrassed to say it, about 400 total. 50 here, 25 there, 30 here, 100 from him. And it was nice. So anyway, for you to say that, like you said in this upcoming video, that women are to receive and that in the Bible it says not to be boastful, you're simply making yourself sound, for lack of a better word, jealous. Really, I don't, I told you from a friend to a friend, I said, well, he'll always have a special place in my heart, and that was a good time. And on White Boy Radios, when I made it clear when the shit was hitting the fan with everyone else telling their situation with him or a couple other people, that I didn't hate him. And I never, ever have said that you hate him, but you do act like a scorned woman. And you say in this video when you're sobbing, I don't want to be a scorned woman. I don't want to be bitter. You are. You need to stop lying to yourself and come to the acceptance phase, which I did literally over a year ago with the whole thing with Jimmy. And that's why, and I said in my past video, I'm so upset with you to say lies to your own son about me and pull him into this shit. And he's 17. Thank God he's not 12 or 13 or 6. At least he is almost grown, but that's not the point. So Maria G paid for my housing. Do not get it wrong ever again. I took a trip because I already had the ticket literally from Tennessee. I was supposed to go in May, and then I changed it to October. Okay, you know this. Flippin' all the turtles know this. Dolly Vision knows this. PJ knows this. I know this. Everyone knows this. But then when that got canceled, pretty much by PJ, the birthday bash that he wanted to have, I was like, I'm going. And I let him know on Messenger. And not one little time did he say, no, you better not come. He said, don't let anyone know. Who have you told? I let him know Maria G paid for my housing. And, the genie knew because we were talking all the time. Okay, I didn't tell him about Destiny Rose because I knew he would freak because he didn't know her, and it was just some money that she offered to me so that I could pick up things at the airport or something. And even after she offered me money, and she's not rich, she won a settlement right at that time. She said, if you need any more, let me know. Well, I knew 400 paying her back would take 2 times within 6 months. 200 from one trust fund and 200 from another. And then, of course, when she got all mad and it all came out in the open, she was threatening slash demanding me to get it to her all at once. And I told her, I said, I can't. I get my little bit of trust fund every 3 months. I paid Maria G back. She's put receipts up on that. I don't know if they're on her lives or on Facebook or where, but she would do it again. I paid Destiny Rose back the 400, which I used for like taxi, getting back to the airport after the 3 days were over, because I apparently didn't need one when I arrived, and I've already said why. And I was able to get some souvenirs at the airport for my kids. I got some caramel popcorn in these huge bags. I could barely fit it in my backpack and everything. And I got some cool whale and lobster pens. I got myself a cool keychain that said Virginia Beach on it that I used for a while here, but when I put all my turtle stuff away, and I still have all of it, it's in a bag up in the top of my closet. All the turtle stuff I used to have hanging on my wall, and Maria G sent me a blanket. I just love turtles and all this. I was getting all into the turtle stuff like everyone else. I put all that away. I put away the cool bottle opener that says Virginia Beach on it. I still have the stickers. Everything is so cotton picking expensive for souvenirs. Anything at an airport is really expensive. A calzone in Seattle before I flew was, and I had like half of one. It was $12, and then there was tax, and so it was just outrageous. So my point is, I didn't even have to ask people for money. It's like they wanted me to go and they wanted me to meet Jimmy. They were hopeful. But did I tell anyone? Anyone? I was meeting him for sure. Or when he messaged me and I wasn't even there yet, did I hit up Maria G or Destiny Rose and say, "Oh my God, I really am going to meet him"? No. I kept my damn mouth shut. Until Destiny Rose was acting kind of mad. "Well, I gave you that money, and this was, in fact, I was still there. It was like Sunday. I hadn't left yet." And she's like, "I can't believe he did that to you," and this and that and the other thing. Knowing I'd seen him 3 days in a row, a morning and 2 evenings, and they were on the weekend, and the evenings were late. So, anyway, this is my point. I told her, I said, I'm not going to say. And she said, "You owe that to me," and blah, blah, blah. And I never admitted anything. And then she found out from someone, or there was something about him meeting me at the airport. And he contacted me. I'm trying to think back. I honestly don't even remember telling her he met me at the airport, because she said, "Okay, did you meet him or not?" She was like getting mad, and I couldn't understand why she was getting testy. And I said, "I already answered that. This was all in Messenger." I know, Maria G. Just because someone lends you money, it doesn't mean they have a right to know everything you do with it. But I felt like I had to, because people were accusing me of A, begging and grifting for money to go on this trip, and it was going all over the place that I never paid anyone back. I paid every frickin' penny. 400 to Destiny Rose, and was it 350 or 400 to you? I think it was 400 for housing or for the hotel, whatever. And you both offered that to me. And in all honesty, I wouldn't even have accepted it unless I knew I couldn't pay you back some way, somehow. Yeah, people were accusing me of everything. That's why you, Maria G, were so bothered about it so much. Yeah. So anyway, and then Jimmy hit me up on Messenger. There's your voice going around saying, "I met you at the airport. I put my hand on your ass," and blah blah blah. And who did you tell? And I said, "I guess Destiny Rose," but I didn't remember doing it. I left it in a voice message because she and I, well, for one, she was totally harassing me for the money back and getting mad and threatening lawyers. She can deny that if she wants. She did. She also said she used to be friends with PJ, but she didn't really like her much anymore, and she befriended me, maybe on purpose, but I still, to really even this day, think that it was all genuine. But because I wasn't forthright with her, she got angry, and then she went back to being friends with PJ. Because I can read a person. I can read a person. And I've been through enough in life. I mean, she sent me literal pictures of her home, um, when the turtles were in their little water area outside in her yard. What, she's gonna find someone else's picture with turtles in it? She's gonna literally contact me frightened and tell me her details while she was in the middle of a tornado, and telling me that the electricity was going to go out pretty soon. And I was like genuinely scared for her and her whole family. We were that close. So she can lie and twist this all she wants. I know the truth. I know we really were friends. But did she betray me? Hell yeah. So, anyway, it's good to see you, Maria. So, the reason I'm doing a live is this. When I was doing my live last night, Sierra was doing a live, and I listened to it, and I got to bed at like 4 in the morning. Yeah, well, now you know why Destiny did what she did. She was really pissed off that I wasn't just being forthright with her, and it seemed weird to me. And maybe there was an ulterior motive the whole time, or nearish when I said I was going. But he and I wouldn't have been able to pull it off if people had known A, when I was there, B, anything, when I was going or leaving or anything. Yeah, I didn't even tell you when I was going, Maria. Or no, you did know. Of course you knew, because you got me the housing. I mean, you got me the hotel. Of course you knew. You were nice enough to, I think you even found it for me. Oh, Roman, whatever. That's you, Rapper. I think that's you, Rapper. All right, so this is why I'm doing a live again today. I let my daughter hear parts of the other one back, and she was really surprised. Yeah, that's right. You booked it and did the planner. See, I can remember things from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, but like, and even the 2000s, but like in utter, some details I can, but it's mostly short term memory for, like, walk in my room and I'll be like, what on earth did I come in here for? And that can be scary. So this is her bringing up immediately Maria, and Truth Seeker, uh, was nice enough to jump in her chat, but she tried to push her away from me as a friend. Also, along with, in a past video, Rose and um, Mary Jane Doe. And she says that she's circling around it and just being fake about it. And I don't need it and I don't like it. And I'm not her patsy.
When I said, "Oh, Jimmy gave you $100 for a vacuum cleaner,"
This is the
and then he bought you and your kids pizza and a soda,
beginning of
and
her
then I
life.
tallied it up to 150. I wasn't saying you were a prostitute, but bragging about what a man does for you financially looks prostitute-ish.
This isn't even 24 hours ago.
Okay? Ignorance is bliss, isn't it, PCT? Well, let me explain. Let me educate you a little bit on human nature. Women are made to receive. We receive. That's what we do as women. We receive. That's feminine energy. I would never, ever brag about what a man does for me. That's classless. I would never say, oh, he got me this. He sent $100 here. He sent this. He sent that. You better be careful when you're telling stories in a public forum and you're saying a dollar amount, and then later on down the story you put sex in it. That's solicitation.
Okay, I'm stopping her right there. This isn't even 24 hours ago. And she starts her live with this. So apparently, I hit some kind of nerve because she knows the facts and the truth of the matter. And guess what? I went back to her part 2 on me. It says 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. It's a little more than that, that's for sure, but YouTube is off on the timing. And where I'm on her thumbnail, crying from a past life, she made an AI, and she says it. So you guys can be the judge. Okay? And we are on this earth to receive. Women are. Equally to men. Okay? It's ridiculous. So she said that. And now I'm going to go to the part. Yeah, I know. Me neither. I'll get back to this live and I'm going to literally pull up the very first time she brings it up, not counting the second and the third and possibly even the fourth time. She insinuates slash implies, pretty much even says, and did say here, because she's talking about me, that because Jimmy put 100 on my PayPal for my birthday towards a vacuum. Okay, it was even stated what it was for. I wrote back a little note. I said, "That's so sweet of you. Thank you. This will help me get my vacuum." And I bought one. For it was $160. Then there was some coupon thing. It cost me like $135. Yeah, you remember that. So, A, how can that even be soliciting sex? This is what I mean. So, it is right here. I'm a minx. I like that. Call me a minx. I like that. I'm gonna have to look it up though in UK terms because there's a minx that's an animal out there too, isn't there? All right. I hope it's a sweet, nice animal. All right. Here.
She was being sarcastic. She didn't mean literally go for it and make yourself look like a fool. She didn't mean that.
This was a month ago. The first time she implied.
To go up there. But when I got done spewing my shit up there on White Boys, I did. I don't hate Dolly Vision. I don't hate Jimmy. And I had to kind of remind Sierra that he did things for me. Gave me $100 for a nice vacuum for my birthday. on PayPal, which was his idea to have it set up and things
I
like
am
that.
a minx.
You got a vacuum too. The $100 for the vacuum and then the pizza. Girl, services rendered. Girl, Jimmy, that's a tax write-off. Services rendered. Services rendered. Now, in the comments, where we stop at 5231, cool. I gotta get ready for this bus. Okay. I just gotta run downstairs. I would keep it running. Do y'all want me to keep it running, or y'all want me to come back for a part 2?
See, can you believe that?
I did.
She meant, sure. If you get a moment, we would like to see you in the flesh. Thank you. Just to make sure you alive, girl. We gotta make sure you okay. Girl, we gotta make sure ain't nobody else getting indicted up in this motherfucker. We gotta make sure you okay, girl.
Services rendered.
But girl, I got it. Okay, PCT. When PJ said, go for it, she didn't really mean go for it. She meant, sure, if you think you can, go for it. Whatever. Sure, Grandma, go for it.
Yeah, services rendered.
Sarcastic. She didn't mean literally go for it and make yourself look like a fool.
Yeah.
She didn't mean that.
Yeah.
To go up there. But when I got done spewing my shit up there on White Boys, I did. I don't hate Dolly Vision. I don't hate Jimmy.
Okay,
and I
so
kind of remind Sierra that he did things for me. Give me $100 for a nice vacuum for my birthday.
I had to remind Sierra.
PayPal, which was his idea to have it set up and things like that.
That's right. You got a vacuum too. The $100 for the vacuum and then the pizza. Girl, services rendered. Girl, Jimmy, that's a tax write-off. Services rendered. Services rendered. Now, in the comments, where we stop at 5231, cool. I gotta get ready for this bus. Okay. I just gotta run downstairs. I would keep it running. Do y'all want me to keep it running, or y'all want me to come back for a part 2?
Part 2. Who's doing it for clicks
Because
and views, Sierra?
I'll let y'all decide.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna find a little.
I believe it's you.
Outro maybe. But as far as I'm concerned, services are rendered. Shit, what? $100 for a vacuum? Girl, what? That's not even a prorated. Hold up. We're not lowballing the pussy. Hold up. Okay, $100 for the vacuum, and with a pizza, a large pizza in the soda, that's like $20, $30. Okay, let's round up. So we're like $150. And he got the pussy.
Listen, Andy
girl,
got the
going for $150, girl.
Did you hear that, everyone? I'm playing it again.
Y'all want me to come back for a part 2?
She says under her breath, and she got the pussy.
I'll let y'all decide. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna find a little outro maybe. But as far as I'm concerned, services are rendered. Shit, what? $100 for a vacuum? Girl, well, that's not even a prorated. Hold up. We're not lowballing the pussy. Hold up. Okay, $100 for the vacuum.
Lowballing the pussy.
A large pizza in the soda, that's like $20, $30. Okay, let's round up. So we're like $150. And he got the pussy.
And he got the pussy.
Girl, it's going for $150, girl.
See?
Girl, he played you. Now, before I get out of it, let me see what y'all say. What y'all want to do? Keep running it? Come back? Who does DV? The text is.
Listen to that laugh. Listen to that laugh / growl. Listen to how much fun she's having. And it's not counting all of her comments. Of course, she doesn't have that many, so she reads every single one and laughs along with them. Okay? Yeah. Cackling, laughing at other people's expense. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the other video. She's live right now. I don't care. I don't even care. I hope she's covering this, for crying out loud. She likes to critique everything. Maybe she'll learn something. So we're going to go over the very last one. Let's see. Yeah.
He said that. You better be careful when you're telling stories in a public forum.
Yes, Sierra.
And you're saying
you better be careful.
A dollar amount, and then later on down the story you put sex in it. That's solicitation.
I never later down any damn story. Thank you, Maria. That's so sweet. Thank you, hon. Thank you, thank you. I never went down the line later on and put added anything. Like, it's so dumb. Okay, she can get in her car. I mean, it used to be 6 months ago. Now it's like 9 or 10. Knowing fully well all the problems, well, not all the problems, but knowing there are or were, maybe not anymore, some problems with Jimmy and PJ, and go down there, like she told me, and do it in the bathroom. And then not only that, turn around and make a TikTok and talk about a steamy mirror in the bathroom. I mean, she just goes on and wants to rub everything in PJ's face. I mean, I thought I was going to be done talking about Jimmy and escapades or whatever. No, she keeps bringing him up, throwing everything in my face, trying to get everyone to think she was in Vegas. Hi, Halloween baby. Thank you. And thank you for your kind comment. I'll be fine. Yeah. I mean, good grief. I don't know. All right. I'm going to keep playing her. And again, this isn't even a day ago. This was literally like last night. She did this video.
To save your ass from getting hemmed up from the feds.
See that? Now she's like trying to talk to me like what I did was so wrong that the feds could get involved. I know she's just trying to be all crass and cool and boss bitch over there in Virginia. Okay, I know that. That's her swag, she wants to. So, like, I'm not afraid of the feds. It's not that. It's just, why throw that in there? And then in another breath, you're calling me grandma, and you're calling me again elder constantly. It's not she's older than me, or I need to be nice. It's constant elder. Like, even once or twice or 3 times in the past month, I wouldn't even care, but it's all the time now. And the problem is she enjoys it. Yeah, well, I thought I loved Jimmy, and actually back then I did. But she doesn't love Jimmy. This is the thing. Maria, she doesn't love Jimmy, because when you love someone enough, you can let them go. That's what I did with Darren, being with him for 8 years. And, he wanted to be single for a while. So for a good 3 years, he was. And I didn't bother him. I didn't contact him. I didn't act like a scorned woman. I didn't drive by his place to, nothing. I left him alone. But that's what happens when you're grown and you go through enough and you're not codependent. You're interdependent. You're not codependent. You do. She's upset because she divulged their sexcapade right away. She told me in Messenger more than once, I wish I hadn't said anything like you. Like you, PCT. I wish I hadn't said anything. Well, she not only said something, she said it on anybody that would listen to her, hear her, anyone's panel. And she's still doing it. And she makes a really big deal out of any little thing that slips out of his mouth or anything. And you don't love someone when you're purposely, or even if it's facetiousness or jokes or sarcasm, harassing their new relationship. Okay, maybe Sierra isn't a stalker, but I'm going to put the word in there, yet. I just am. She's definitely harassing him. And I know I had to get a harassment order against a woman here. And I got it. And it lasted 4 years. That's unheard of. Normally it's a year, and then you have to go back to court and get it, made longer. So I've been through things in real life, not counting that person from Norway that hops in people's chats, Graham Mammy Annie person saying all kinds of weird stuff in the past, and going as far as to call a sheriff, and she lives in my state of Washington, and saying I'm harassing her when I had nothing to do with her. I brought something up. I corrected it because she misinterpreted some true crime I said. And she didn't even misinterpret. She wove her name and her life into my story because she lived in this little town in 1971 or something, and the killer's girlfriend, the serial killer, what was he called, the hillside strangler of California, she said I was implying it was her. If that isn't delusional and crazy, I don't know what is. But I got things shown to me online. Just a minute. All right. So, my son wanted to tell me he took his pills, and I said, well, you could have told me when I'm done, but he doesn't like to wait for anything. I used to think he just didn't have boundaries. Now I think it's part of his OCD, where he has this incredible urgency to blurt out what he's thinking when he's thinking it. like he's afraid he's going to forget or something. I don't know why this said uploaded to my videos. Oh, okay. My Daniel is the same. Yeah, yeah. And I used to be like, respect my boundaries. You know, Shaylin doesn't do this. All right, so let's get back to Sierra's live.
Okay? Things that men do for us women is not to be bragged about. Even in the Bible, it says love is not boastful, it's not prideful.
I didn't
thought
even.
you was a Christian, PCT.
Now she's questioning, see, if I'm a Christian
you
or
can
not.
fire up alive and
Hi,
talk
Colleen.
about me, but you can't just pick up the phone and call me.
Okay, she says in different videos, why won't she just talk to me? For one, it's not going to change you. Okay, it's not going to change you. Yeah, we could squash things and just pretend none of these things were said. Okay, we could do that. But I know with someone calculated like you and manipulative like you, and seeing for 2 years what you put PJ through and still are putting her through, what you're capable of. And I have had my share of internet BS. In fact, a lot more than you ever have, Sierra. And I'm older, and now I've had a stroke and a heart attack. I was not on the internet when I had a stroke, but for all I know, the stress induced heart attack was from, cyberbullying and venting back and freaking out, and the loss of my mother and my sister. Close to each other, apart by about 10 months. So
we got to do this. All right. Cool. Let's do it then.
I didn't do anything. The first thing I decided to do was back away. And I knew she would think a certain way if I didn't contact her anymore on Messenger. So instead of addressing her personally and saying, I'm going to block you, we're not seeing eye to eye. I don't like the digs you're taking with me and this and that. I did a live, and at the end of it, I just said, I want everyone to know I'm not going to be really responding and talking on Messenger much anymore. I'm not, I didn't even say why, because I didn't want to hurt her. And that's just facts. So I didn't. And it bothered her. And then she started really, like, instead of looking at herself and trying to figure out why, she started putting the blame more on me. And then she fires up these weird lives of basically saying, if you do something to a dog enough, it'll bite back, and this and that and the other thing. She did part one and part two, and then I did. You pull a cat's tail enough, it's gonna scratch or bite back. And I did a live. And I'm defending myself. I'm not putting her down. I'm defending myself. And she didn't like that. And she did 2 or 3 more regular lives, but then threw me in there. One of them, for half of her live, she talked about me. Another one, you know, she'd throw me in there. No, no, she's not the kind of person that is going to change. with some kind of understanding. She's trying to come across that now. That's what people don't understand. I I didn't know it was going to escalate like this. She did a part 1 and part 2 about me a month ago. I'm like, "What the hell?" And made a snotty AIs and everything. So then she tries to get her friends involved when I'm keeping everything to myself. I'm not in Messenger, I'm not in groups. I'm not anything. Maria G didn't know. I mean, people I've known for 3 years. I was like, I'm just keeping this to myself. And then I had to start defending myself, and then she didn't like that. Because for one, she gets stoned and she drinks now and then, and I don't think she remembers every little thing she says, every little intonation, every jab, every dig, which she wants to call jokes, that she says. It's only now, it's only now, this past month of May, that she was starting to look back and go, maybe my jokes aren't funny all the time. Maybe I'm not as funny as I think I am. So I'm not going to have a little powwow with her mods that are my mods with her and set myself up to be hurt again. And I was right to trust my gut instinct.
I'm not listening to your lives because it's pointless. You want to know why it's pointless, PCT? Because you're playing the same shit over and over and over again.
Okay, and I did. And I did not want to hear those again. But for the new people in her chat and her new friends, mostly hers, not really mine, I did. I played the messages from when I said, take your own advice. I said it in a, you should take your own advice, let go, let God. I said, that's what I'm trying to do. I even emulated with her on that. I wasn't like, oh, just let go, let God. You're sobbing for the first time on a live and I don't care, let go, let God. No, it wasn't like that. She even hearted it. And 2 whole damn days later, she's questioning what I meant by it. And before she questioned me, she went to all her mods with angry, confused, and nasty things to say about me. And that's what I replayed. And she doesn't want to play any of that. She doesn't want to be brought back to the truth. So that's fine. Don't play it.
If you don't, I heard a quote a few days ago, right, from Shula King.
I don't want to hear that.
Sometimes, you know, in my little short videos and my TikToks, I am scandally clad myself.
Oh,
ain't no shame in it. We're supposed to love ourselves and our body.
Yeah, okay. So she admits to being scantily clad, which I haven't really seen, but because I'm in shorts and she's in jeans, right, dancing, and I'm in my bedroom and she's in the kitchen or bathroom or wherever she is, wiggling her hips around, somehow, oh, and I do it longer, right? Instead of one song or 3 like I used to, I do like 45 minutes now. She's got to have a problem with it. It's just kind of odd to me.
But if you can't take constructive criticism and some jokes, please get off the motherfucking platform before you hurt yourself.
They're not jokes when they're hurtful, Sierra.
This is not healthy. It's not healthy coming after me. I told you this. I warned you of this. that it's not a healthy thing to do. Okay, I'm not warning you about demons. I'm warning you about God.
No,
I'm warning you about the Most High. Don't do this. Before I went to sleep, I got off the phone with Sassy, and I said, "Yeah, I'm going to take a nap." And then I woke up and I was like, "Yeah, fuck, I need to."
You're gonna preach God to me?
I need to
Sierra?
cook something. I need to cook dinner.
You're gonna preach God to me for all you've done
Girl,
to me.
I told you to train. Train what? And maybe I need to go back and watch her live to understand the context and how she's trying to lay this shit out.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know. I don't even know if I care at this point, because it's like,
yeah, you do.
It's like, damn if I do and damned if I don't, bro. It's like no matter what I do, it's like if I go live and cover it, it just seems like somebody gotta stop. Like if I pull up StreamYard and do a whole 2 hour bullshit with a thumbnail and recovering the same thing over again, it's been ran in the ground. It's like beating a dead horse.
Okay, she should be more honest and say, with a not very nice, um, video made of her with AI, making her look like she's all sly or bawling her eyes out, when she literally found a picture, or no, apparently she didn't. She so badly has to make AIs of me looking a certain way. She has other people. And in all honesty, I believe she said it was diamonds. I think it was diamonds. And diamonds wonders, or no, she doesn't wonder. People wonder, or if anyone cares, why I don't really like that lady. She's in cahoots with Sierra and has been for a while. She just has. And she pulled up apparently that picture of me bawling back with all the Ernie Shell stuff, when just because I wasn't, that whole thing happened because he and I were up on Morbid X's panel together and everything was fine. And out of the blue, he started calling Morbid X the P word. We'll just say that. And then I wasn't saying anything, and I was trying to be, gracious being up on his panel. And I don't know this guy at all. And the next thing I knew, Ernie Shell was getting upset with me. And then I think he even called me a fool while I was up there. And I just said, Ernie, I don't know this man. I'm not going to judge someone, until I see any kind of proof, that kind of thing. And then the next thing I know, and this was when I went back up on people's panels more, I was on Queen Bee's, and he hopped up and said, literally just out of the blue, remove your lightning bolt or something, right? Because he's Lightning Tiger. And I just said, okay, like it was just, the whole thing was weird. And then his tigers started attacking me in my chat, and I had to block them all. And then he did a live on insulting me. All kinds of things. He called me horse face. He said that by talking to, I don't know, he said something, he said sexual derogatory things about me. um and honestly, like, I've had short hair before, I've had bobs, and stuff, even before like a couple of years before I was on YouTube or found Dolly Vision. I've had short hair, but when I had the long red feathery hair hanging around my face sometimes, which I thought looked nice, and he called me horse face, it really hurt me. It hurt me, and I was bawling. And that was the picture that Diamonds pulled up because I did a live and I called him out on his shit. I said, "You could have he could have contacted me at that point um any other way, and he decided to do a live bashing me and actually dragging me. I looked at the minutes. He went on about me for close to half an hour. It wasn't just, oh, she looks like this and she acts like that. No, he was dragging me. Literally, like Dolly Vision was dragging Queen Bee. I mean, let's be real. Way back in the day. Yeah, he made fun of my age. Yeah. So, that's when I just wanted to cut the length off. And I asked my daughter if she would cut it like to my neck in or my jawline, right? And she did it accidentally on one side below my ear. What am I going to do? Am I going to yell at my daughter? She was trying to do me a favor, but it was completely not even. So then I had to make the other side. That's when it all started. And that's why I cut my hair back then. But now I like it kind of short. It's a lot easier to deal with. And there's many different bobs, and it's growing out. You guys haven't seen me in a couple of weeks, and it's growing out. But people love to pick on me, don't they? Go to some of Sierra's past lives of the past month and read the comments. Oh my God, if she rages anymore, her hair will be so short she won't have any left. And instead of Sierra defending me and saying, oh, it's cute or it's okay, like she used to say in Messenger, she puts skull emojis or not even a blush emoji. Like, it's just, she's not sticking up for a friend. All right.
I don't want to do that. I done it shit 3 times now. Probably more. I'm over it. I'm over that. You know?
Okay, so just because I'm doing a live, right? You're over it. Okay? Well, I'll watch your live. I'm sure you want me to when I'm done. But we'll just see if you're over it, okay? I mean, I got the nicest thing from a lady named Remy, and I hearted it, and I hope she hears us sometime. She actually, I don't get many super chats. Just because I'm monetized doesn't mean anything. Oh, Ernie was jealous that you said you were dancing for Dolly. I don't think so. I don't think so. He said that he wanted to meet me in Seattle, and he said it in the way of, I've never been to Seattle. And I said, I have, but I've never been up the needle or up the needle thing. And, he said he would be willing to meet me. But honestly, it's a good thing it never happened, or things would have just been more crazy in my life after all the Dolly Vision stuff and what he's going through now, with his in jail, out of jail, people harassing him. Um, so I mean, and I didn't send okay, this is taken a little bit of a low blow, but of course Sierra's admitted it herself on her live and boasted about this, that she sent a tit pic to Ernie Shell in Messenger. I sure as fuck didn't send anything to him. In fact, we talked out of probably the 6 months he was in Messenger with me. And we didn't block each other. We just stopped talking after that whole thing. See, I'm not into that. Oh, I'm going to block you. Oh, I'm going to this. I'm going to that. If I don't want to see your name coming up all the time, I put people in archive if they're having an issue with me or I am with them. I don't do this petty fucking bullshit blocking crap. It's juvenile. I can't stand it. But Sierra did it with me, didn't she? And I don't care. I hope I'm blocked now. But she wants to talk to me, but yet say these things about me. And if you guys listen to my live where and I find it interesting that she hasn't covered it. Maybe she didn't hear it. She literally said, and I have receipts. I played her voice, her son's voice. She said that I was saying or said or saying or both, that she wanted to fuck everything and everybody. All of Jimmy Williams' family, uh, and Lolo and Wrangler too. And she dragged her son into it. If anyone saw his Boston boyfriend post, that was crazy. No, she was being facetious. But this is the thing. I never even thought she was in Vegas. I didn't say she was fucking or even wanted to fuck Jimmy or anyone else again. And so I'm sick and tired of these blasphemous, because that's what they are, lies from her and stories and narratives that she wants to twist. And the thing is, he's a child. If you're not even 18 yet, you're considered a child. I don't know when his birthday is, but that's not the point. And he used to kind of like me as a person or have a little bit of respect for me, or she acted like he did. Oh, PC, he's a fan of yours and this and that. Not now. Not, I'm just saying, don't shed people in such bad light all the time to make yourself feel better, I guess. Like, that's just wrong. And that was recent. That happened. She said those things before she even heard my live. Because when I listened to her live that she did, where she's sobbing and everything in the middle here, she admitted she didn't listen to my live. She owes me an apology. She owes her son an apology for dragging him now twice in a negative light with my name to him. It's bullshit.
And I don't know where me and friendship went wrong. I mean, all I know is that I said some things that I thought were jokes.
Yeah, right.
I thought it was me talking like I talk. But instead of her coming and saying, you said X, Y, and Z, and that made me mad, or you said X, Y, and Z, and that hurt my feelings, she gonna fire up a lie.
All right, guess what? Instead of you, Sierra, saying XYZ to me, you went to your mods, knowing fully damn well they were my mods too. They were your friends and my friends too. You didn't come to me. You started this entire fucking mess at the end of April. You did. And this is a thing. I forgave you. I did. It's why I did a live that was like, two Sierra's mods were good. I gave you the benefit of the doubt back then, Sierra, because you did go ahead and were slightly noble, I guess, and sent me the messages that you had stated and sent or said, or I thought it was in a group chat if it's to your mods, to me after you vented and complained and did everything but sound like you even really, really cared. Then you sent them to me, and then I addressed them. So why don't you take some of your own damn advice? Hi, Moonlight Flare.
It don't make no sense. But I know it's all for views. It's just torture. You know?
Torture.
Like, what do you want? What do you want me to say? Everything I ever told you was true.
Okay, you know what I want, Sierra? I'm going to tell you again. Just leave me alone, and I'll leave you alone. Because I tried to tell you nicely, the trust was going. It was dissipating for me. And it scared me to the point, not because you went to your mods and then tried to come clean with me. It was the lives you fired up, like you do about PJ. They were nasty, they were mean. A lot of it wasn't even the truth. They were narratives you were spinning when you were stoned, or as you like to say, drinking your Hennessy. Okay? I don't get stoned and drink anymore. And you even said that. Oh, I kind of wonder if she ever smoked pot. I think that's a lie. No, I did. I was a pothead after high school, not during. You know, and then to say that my persona on the internet isn't the real me. I've been more real than most people. Many people. I'm me, and I like me today because I'm sober and I don't have to have a vice. I don't have to take a toke on something or a sip of something or go even work out in a gym. I do sit with my feelings. And I thought that's what you were doing in this live. But you end it with basically telling white boy radio to empty, what was it? Empty the lock. No, empty the, what the heck is it called when you empty your gun? Oh, clip. Empty the clip. Okay? I know you're not, getting anyone to come after me and physically hurt me. I know that. But the way you say it, how you want him to make a parody about me, that's really immature. And guess what? If he does, he won't be the first one. I don't give a shit. Go ahead, white boy radio. Go ahead. You want to act like you're a caring lover of women in the past and now with your wife. You want to go ahead and do a parody, which obviously has been spoken about already. I know it has, by what she says at the end about me. And I've had a stroke and I'm older, and then a heart attack a year ago, and my mom and my sister died recently. My mom a year ago and my sister this past January. Go the fuck ahead. Okay? In fact, shave your legs, put a pair of Daisy Dukes on, tie up a shirt under your nipples, and put a little wig on, right? My hair is actually black, black with like these reddish streaks through it now. because each time I dyed it on top of the blue black and the roots came in, I've been dyeing it red. And I actually got some compliments from my um, hairdresser. Yeah, and put some music on. Make sure you find like what? I like that techno stuff. And what else? Giggle and wiggle your ass around your bedroom. Go ahead and do it. You guys have fun with it. Okay? Sarah the Artsy Ninja already did a parody on me. I think more than one. One when she put on, she found or she tried to find, or it looked like anyway, a Zumba skirt with the bells, which I own, around a tiger outfit and tried to like dance like me or something. But then, of course, she put a stripper pole fake AI thing in the background. I don't know how she did it. And it was all in fun, but that's a parody. And another person on Savage Live dressed up like me for Halloween. It was really something else. It was kind of funny. I was like, oh my God, Shaylin, my daughter's 22. Look at this. So, whatever. Have fun with it. It'll get my name out there even more. I do want likes. I do want subscribes. And I do want views like anyone else, or I wouldn't have a channel. My goal is 5,000. If anybody cares of anything I ever have to say, or they like my channel, or the fact that I can be 63, 64 now in 26 more days, on the 27th, I'll be 64, and see that I'm not a fucking patsy to be messed with, then hey, subscribe if you want to.
I'm not hiding anything. I'm not being dishonest about anything.
Yes, you are.
The shit that's going on YouTube and the shit that I experienced with Jimmy will probably be in my memoirs one day.
Yeah, because you're obsessed.
If anybody want to read that shit.
You're fucking obsessed. You need therapy. I don't care if that's mean. I've been to therapy. I was getting so codependent on Shaylin's father. All right? I was scared. It's like he jokingly said out on the porch as I'm standing there, pregnant, trying to be funny when we had some neighbors over. Granted, I was 40 at the time and he was 25, my first damn mistake. And he says, yeah, I knocked her up. I couldn't believe it. I felt like I was in some damn trailer trash movie or something. I just looked at him. I kind of laughed it off. But when I started seeing the violent side of him, the fucking get away from me and all this weird stuff, and I didn't even know what bipolar was back then. I had to read 5 books on it. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Seriously. And then he got diagnosed with it, and I made sure I had a copy of that in case he ever tried to take my daughter from me through violent acts or some shit. Okay, I am smart. I get my ducks in a row when I have to. I've been on fight or flight mode almost my whole life. But yeah, it hasn't been easy. He went to Oregon my entire pregnancy. He moved away to Oregon. And then he came back at, was I 7 months along? I was 7 months along. Thank you, DDP. Thank you. It's nice to get compliments about how you look or your age as you're getting older. Trust me on that. You people in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, and even 50s. I mean, I'm going to say it right here. I looked fantastic when I was 50. I could do Zumba. I rode my bike there. I did spin core while I was lifting weights. I mean, at the same time. Not 10 pound. The guys had 10, I had 5, but that's not the point. Now I've had these medical things in my life at a fairly youngish age. I mean, I'm not even 70, I'm not even 65. And your life changes. All right, I'm going to play this.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with this YouTube shit because it can swallow you whole.
Swallow you whole.
But I'll tell you one thing, I don't too much worry about tears, you know.
Yeah, I couldn't believe I was pregnant, and I was only with him for 2 weeks. And I wasn't. I was not fully divorced. I was separated from my then father's husband. And I met him here. And I didn't try to meet him. I had my ring on and everything. And I don't know, he walked up to me, and no one's ever talked like this to me. He said, God, I wish I could just cut that ring off. And even though it's kind of violent sounding, it kind of turned me on. And I was like, ooh, and I was like, and I'm 40 and he's 25 and he's tan and he's young and he's hot and he's tall and he had dark hair and blue eyes and riding around on a little BMX bike. And I was like, what the hell? I'm just out there watching my kids at the playground. The guy's coming on to me. And I'm separated from my son's father. I mean, we weren't living together or anything then, but yes, we were still married. And yes, I'm an adulteress. Yeah, he'll never let me live that down. But anyway, and was it the right thing to do? No. And have I read about it in the Bible? Yes. And am I proud of it? No. And did I try to get out of this fling we were having? Yes. I really did. I said, I can't do this anymore, just like in the darn movies. And he's like, oh, you can't say bye to me. I was, God. And then, boom, I found out I was pregnant. Couldn't believe it. Because also, my ex and I, my son's dad and I, we couldn't figure out why I wasn't getting pregnant again after my son. So when he was 3 or 4, I think he was 4, we looked into fertility stuff, and I found a book that said if you're trying to get pregnant and you can't after a year, a whole year goes by, more than likely it's a fertility problem. It's there's something wrong with the man not having enough sperm or the woman's whatever, right? So we did. And then we were, trying to have sex and gauge things on the right date and this and that and the other thing. And I still wasn't getting pregnant. And then we hopped in the car and Joe drove all the way from, where were we then? Washington State to Iowa to a reunion. And apparently I got pregnant at the reunion. And so, I mean, stuff happens. And I was considered high risk because over the age of 30, or is it 41, you're high risk. 40 or 41, you're considered high risk, is what the OBGYN told me. And over 35, you have an 80% chance of having a Down syndrome child. And Shaylin knows the story. When I gave birth to her, they said, a nurse yelled, "Oh my gosh, she has a bone in her nose." 35 now, Colleen Smith. So there was like a part of him, because I refused to do the amniocentesis, that thought she really might be Down syndrome / a mongoloid child. I didn't. There's also a by having the amniocentesis done, I guess they stick a needle in your back and pull out fluid and all this to find out, which they offered to me, and actually said, "We think you should do this in case you don't want the child." Or, what were they going to do? Like, I'm going to finish birth. I was very pregnant at that point, and give the child away or something. What did they think I was going to do with my precious baby daughter? Anyway, from amniocentesis, there's a chance that the baby can die. Now, you have to remember, this was 22 years ago. Maybe it's not like that. Mongoloid also is another word for Down syndrome. Yeah. So I didn't do it. I said, no, 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 not taking that chance. And, I'm going to say this. On a Saturday at 1:40 in the afternoon, it took me 10 pushes. And yes, I was on an epidural. Felt like a little calf or something coming out of me. Didn't hurt at all. Couldn't feel a thing. 10 pushes. She was out. Parker, my son, and she was 8 pounds. My son was 8'6". And these aren't average babies. These are considered big. Not like 9 or 10 or whatever, but they were big. And he was born at 8:36 on a Thursday morning. And it took me, my water broke on Wednesday night at 10 p.m. So, when I hear these 36-hour and labor and all this, I never went through that. I had good births, good pregnancies, easygoing. Even when I was older, my pregnancy wasn't hard. I didn't have to be laid up in bed. I didn't get all the edema. And to this day, I don't have all the stretch marks. You know, I didn't even get an episiotomy, where they cut you down there. So anyway, we'll go on.
Tears have salt in them. That's protection. That's energy cleansing. That's release.
Oh wow, Colleen, 9 pounds.
So I don't too much worry about crying.
Wow,
I can get on
Maria.
here and cry every day for the shit that didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go. Fire in the hole, smoke them if you got them. We're gonna take our time with it.
I'm playing her. I wasn't even going to play her video. I was going to pick out about 3 different parts or 4 where she says misleading and other times absolute false things about me. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to play most parts of it. And you'll see how emotional she got. You'll see how she almost had me. Well, she did have me. I actually felt bad for her. I really listened to her tears and her asking herself questions and why is this happening? And all I want to do is talk to her. But the thing is, You know when somebody doesn't really apologize for 2 months, and you know when they make excuses and take absolutely no culpability for what they say or do to you or others for that matter, they're not going to change absolutely whatsoever. They're not. And I'm not going to set myself up to be hurt anymore by her. I mean, she'll continue to do lives. I asked her not to say my name 2 weeks ago when I did my last live, except for the live I did last night. I said, just don't talk to me. But I said, but you can't. I said, you can't not talk about me. She gets fixated on things and she can't let go. And then because she's not getting the closure she feels she wants and needs, she lashes back. And this is going to continue. And I might have to continue doing lives. I might, to defend myself. To know, not my family, not my mom who's dead, not my sister who's dead, not my dad who's dead, not my grandparents on both sides who are dead, not the cousins, aunts, and uncles in the Midwest that I don't even hardly know, that I haven't seen in over 20 years at a family reunion. Um, you know, no, to the freaking public world. Okay, everyone that knows Sierra and is gonna get to know her from her platform and mine. That is I am defending what integrity after all this cyberbullying from different people for it'll be 3 years this August that I've been through.
And the last episode of Euphoria was emotional too. I didn't cry at the end of Euphoria, but this shit just tipped me over, bro.
Why? Because you care? You really,
I don't
really
know the
care?
solution.
You really care,
How do
Sierra?
you talk to someone who don't want to talk to you? You know what I mean? Like, how I didn't made it. I don't know how many different ways from Sunday for this lady to fucking have a one-on-one conversation with me, where majority of it I'm gonna do the listening.
That's not true. And I don't believe that. And I haven't for a second. And so when you called me the first time a month ago or 3 weeks ago or whenever it was, I didn't answer because that's when you were really upset and you had sent those things to your mods and you actually used the word I'm enraged on one of your things. No, I'm not going to pick up the phone. I don't answer the door just because people knock. In fact, I talk through the door when postal people come because just know people are dressing up like FedEx and Amazon and anything just to get you to open the damn door now so they can bust in and rob your ass. It's all over the internet. You can't trust anyone. And I've been like this since my kids were little. It's never been a come in, come in. Never. Thank God we have a peephole too. If you don't have a peephole or even security system of some sort, I recommend that more than having a pew pew at your home, which there's too many families doing murder, SUICIDE, because those are in the home. If you don't believe that it's called, oh, what is it called? Now I can't remember. There's a name for family stuff like that where the whole family's slaughtered. Yeah. Um, it's not just the internet, it's happening every day. It just is. High school kids coming home and just, being pew pewed in their sleep. And then, of course, the cowardly husband, father, supposed protector offs himself. It's disgusting. Look it up on the internet. Just that alone. So having those hanging around the house, you guys think people think they're so safe? Good Lord.
She's an elder to me. I'm going to come respectful. I'm not angry.
That's bullshit.
I'm frustrated.
That is bullshit.
Ain't no solution.
Okay, she sounds truthfulish here.
And in some things in life, we ain't never going to have solutions.
But she's not. Because you'll see how you'll see how she ends her live. She's not being sincere or genuine.
Some things in life we ain't never gonna have solutions for. We ain't gonna never know how to get out of. But my question to PCT is, how long do you want to spend toiling over the miscommunication and the anger and the frustration? How long do you want to wallow in this low vibration?
I tried to just walk away. You didn't let me.
Or you want to take it higher? You want to level up with me and come to some kind of solution? I'm not saying at the end of the day we gotta be best friends. I'm not saying that. But can you please stop pulling on my heart? Can you please? Can you please stop trying to make me look bad in front of the whole world for no reason? Can you please stop bringing that man up? He don't care. He don't care. He don't care that we're fighting. He don't care that I'm crying. He don't care about nothing. He don't care about being in Washington for some auditions. He don't care whether he busts a nut. He don't care. He don't care. PCT.
Okay, I know that. I've known that. Okay? I knew he didn't even really care to talk to me anymore on the burner phone when I couldn't get a hold of him about a little boy gift that I purchased on the Amazon wish list, and it was serious because I paid for it, but then I couldn't send it because there was no address given. And I didn't want this little boy, two and a half year or three, or what was it at that point, 1.5 years ago or whatever at this point, to not get his gift on the wish list. So, and in fact, he told me not to contact him in Messenger anymore, and I said I wouldn't, but I went ahead and first did it there so he'd get the message. Nothing. I mean, he couldn't even give me, that's okay, I'll cover it. Nothing. And I'm like, okay, what? I'm supposed to wait till like 3:30 in the morning sometime if he's ever horny or thinking about me or anything, and he's going to call me on this burner phone? Like, what? I mean, it's just, and thank God I'm grown. Thank God I'm not in my 20s, 30s, or frankly even 40s anymore. Or I would have hung on. I would have hung on. I would have hung on to that. Because he did. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it again. After I came back from Virginia, he asked me if I could come back. He may not remember. In 2 weeks. And I kind of chuckled and said, wow, I want to see you again, but I don't have the money and blah, 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 and this kind of thing. He asked me when I could come back again. No, he didn't say in 2 weeks. He asked me 2 weeks later, when can you come back again? And I said, well, I'd love to come back again, but I don't have the money. And I owe people money, stuff like that. I didn't ask him for a dime. I didn't ask for him to pick me up at the airport. I didn't ask him. I hinted once he did if he would drive me to the airport um, in the middle of the 3-day visit. And then the damn hurricane came, and I ended up not leaving on Sunday, but Monday. And I didn't think I was going to even be able to leave on Monday because of the hurricane. And my flight got delayed by 2 hours, and then another 2 hours, and then another 2 hours. And I didn't get out of there till evening. And that's why I was rerouted to Texas when I was supposed to be able to fly straight back with no landing and no taking off again. But no, because of a hurricane. So, anyway. Well, this is the thing, Colleen. She has always stated, PJ, I'm not going to listen or look at people I don't care about that aren't in my circle. She's into that circle thing because she's better than, I guess, or thinks she is because she's with Dolly Vision. And even if people tell her, or even if people see this, it's and even though I had receipts, actual in some of my past lives, because she asked for receipts, so she never has receipts. It was my video, PJ, here are your receipts, I'll keep it PG or something. And I showed stuff, and she still says I'm delusional. She still says Sierra's delusional, but none of it's true. Now she knows Sierra was with him in the past, but the last 2 times or something since that, in the last 4 years, she's physically been with Jimmy like 3 times. No, she won't believe it. And he's not going to change. Maybe if he gets married someday, he will, but other than that, no. He's going to do what he wants to do, and he's always stated that on his lives. But I'm over and done with all that. That I'm I mean, I'm surprised I have the energy to lean on my bed like this and go through all this. This will probably wear me out for 2 days going through this. Hi, Sunflower
I can't look
Darkness.
at chat right now.
Hi, hun.
I told y'all I was gonna purge. I told y'all this morning when I got up, I was gonna let this go. Excuse me, I gotta mute. I'm gonna blow my nose.
Okay, she sounds genuine. She sounds sincere. It sounds heartfelt. This is real sobbing. I've been there. I've been there, with men in my life. I've been there, with friendships. I've been there. I know that feeling of sort of breaking and wondering and longing for a certain kind of closure. I get it. But when she ends her live with bringing up, do a parody on me, or have White Boy do one, and you can tell it's been discussed at least a teeny bit because she doesn't say much. She just says, what does she say? Empty the clip or something? We'll get to that. It's important to follow your gut instincts and things, because unless people are remorseful enough to, okay, I'm going to get religious now a little bit, repent, and that's where you don't do it again. You don't insult again. You don't bully again. You don't put pressure on other people's relationships over and over. You don't harass. You don't send STD results in an email to a guy you had sex with that's with someone else, stating, here, I thought you'd like to see this. You don't send a dick pic in an email to PJ. Okay, that, to me, doing those two things in an email, besides what you do and have done now for 2 years, 2 years, is stalking. And then you have to turn around and make him and her and people that watch your channel and total strangers out there think you're in Vegas by a jet landing emoji on your community post and saying, if you know, you know, and making two AI thumbnails, one of you sipping coffee in a fancy-ish area, and one literally in front of the D Casino Hotel. That's not remorseful. That's not repentance. And is it too late for you, Sierra, to learn from this stuff? Like you said, God is teaching you something? No, it's not too late. It took me over a year to tell you my truth with Jimmy. And now I know why my gut was telling me that, letting me know.
I know, True Seeker. I love you too. I'm not mad at you. Never was. Don't ever think I'm mad at you, Truth Seeker. Sometimes I just take you out of situations to protect you.
Okay, so I'm really glad this came up right now. She literally tries to, for lack of better word, throw me under the bus to Truth Seeker. Truth Seeker, this is to you. And now I'm getting emotional because I have a right to be. She has been my friend along with Maria G and Team Rose way since when I was on Dolly Vision. She's in my messenger. I've never had to delete messages like I had to with Sierra out of fear. When she shared things with me about her father, and she's put it out there, he had a heart attack, and first he fell down when he was holding a cup of coffee, and he tripped or something, and he broke a bunch of ribs, and I was there for her when she would visit her father in the hospital. I was there for her on Messenger. We are good friends. Thanks, Rapper. So for you, but of course you sugarcoated it a little bit, didn't you? By saying maybe because she's from the Midwest, she didn't really, that's how they speak or that's how they think about these things or whatever. You guys will hear it. She's before she's trying to tell Mary Jane Doe and Team Rose to tiptoe back from me because of my persona. If I can treat people like this on the internet, how could it be in real life? Blah, blah, blah. All right? And I'm going to say this similar, but not completely so, of PJ going to Team Rose 2.5 years ago and saying, Papercut doesn't even really like you. I've heard blah, 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 blah. No, when we were really close and good friends, and that was before our 2-week fight. Okay, so I've been through this bullshit narrative before, but here it comes. So this is to Truth Seeker. I love you. I always will. I've never said you were on the spectrum or anything. I said to her, unless she has proof or receipts or I can't remember, I believe I said something like, Truth Seeker has a hard time understanding some things. I don't believe I said in any shape, way, or form that you're slow. Now, I might have said you're a little bit slow in understanding, but it was never derogatory or a dig towards you. I don't call people mental or anything. My own son has mental challenges. My own son was also on an IEP. Yeah, so there you go. So this pissed me off. And this is another reason I'm doing a live and going over for the first time ever critiquing her live, which she's done on my lives many times. So I love you, Truth Seeker, and I hope you don't pay it no mind. And it sounds like you were kind of sticking up for myself and for yourself. And then she was like, oh, no, I didn't mean to upset you, and blah, blah, blah. But I couldn't see the chat because it wasn't live yet then. Okay, all of this was less than 24 hours ago. It was literally, this happened last night.
Because not everybody going to understand you. And True Seeker, I need to tell you something because I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to talk to you, and I'm going to tell you right here on live publicly for everyone to hear.
Of course you are, Sierra.
And I don't want you to take offense to this. Okay? Because we're going to lay it all on the table. We're not shuffling these bag of bones no more.
No, you don't care if this hurts me or her in my friendship.
When I first came into the crime scene, into the true crime community, one of the first people I met, one of the nicest people I met was Truth Seeker. She was always commenting and liking my videos. And she had said something to me, and I didn't quite understand what she said. And I knew she was friends with PCT. So I went over to PCT and I asked PCT, I said, what does she mean by this? Just like I did with PCT. And Truth Seeker, you want to know what PCT said to me? She said, well, that's not what she meant. She's really fond of you, but you know, Truth Seeker is a little slow.
Did you see how she threw that a little slow? Like I'm mocking Truth Seeker, or I don't give a shit, or like I don't care, or I don't deal with it with my own son, or this is what I mean. She can be bawling 1 second and turn on you quicker than a snapping turtle could bite your ankle.
So, and I know people of a different generation talk differently, but
Oh, gee, thanks for that, Sierra.
From then on, once I saw that PCT looked down on Truth Seeker because she thought she was slow, from then.
Ugh, I'm pissed. How fucking dare you say that? How fucking dare you? There you go, spinning your motherfucking narrative again. See? See what I mean? I am so glad I'm playing this. Well, now that we know that PCT looks down on people, fuck you! You know why I'm so angry? I know Truth Seeker isn't going to leave me as a friend because I've always been there for her. Way before you even fucking met her. When she would straddle the fence a little bit and hop into different people's lives, queen bees and stuff like this, she couldn't understand why people were mean to her all the time. You know what I told her? In a nice way. When you kind of straddle the fence and you don't go all in with one creator or their channel or two or three, people get mad and people talk. And I said, but that's just you. I said, you want to be part of everybody's little communities. And I told her, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, she admitted also, when I heard this last night, I couldn't even get to sleep for a while. She admitted up on Team Roses, way before you, Sierra, and I were talking in Messenger, she admitted that she had a disability. She didn't say what, but she said that. And she was up on there crying, real tears, really worried about not being able to pay the electric bill. And I donated $50, and Team Rose donated probably $50 or something, and Ernie Shell donated something. He was up there too. And she admitted how her and her husband at that time were struggling, and we got the $225 or whatever together for her. Okay? So just because you ignore it and you ignore signs of it with people that you've met in your life, or however you want to interpret this, you can do that. But I never wanted to label my son. I just had to be real. He found out when he was 11, he didn't have OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. He found out he has severe OCD. He found out 2 years ago from another psychiatrist, believes he has bipolar. We had never heard that before. But he definitely has a mood disorder and he knows this. And he's had depression and he has anxiety. And it's all called comorbid. Comorbid is the name when you have more than one, or is it more than two? I think it's more than one um, mental maladies, if you want to call it that. So, how dare you try to pull this shit on me? I'm so pissed, but I'm not worried at all. In fact, even since last night, I could have hopped in Messenger and said Truth Seeker or Jacqueline. I call her by her real name. Jacqueline, are you upset with me? Don't pay any mind to what Sierra's saying. And I haven't, because I'm sure of our friendship. And you know what else? I don't know if this is after she was in your chat or not, but she went over to my channel and said, I love you, Tina, and I'll always be there for you, Tina. And instead of just putting a heart or some fucking skull emoji like other people, or the damn letters SMHL or whatever the hell people put, I said, um, I know you have, and I have for you, and I always will. And I put some like heart and flower emojis. That's what I said in response to her, I'll always be there for you. So you can try all you want to take my subs/friends from me. Hopefully it doesn't work.
On, I started building Truth Seeker up because I didn't want her to think. Oh God, I didn't want her to think. In order to have a friendship funeral, so the friendship has to die, right?
Okay, I'm interjecting again. I forgot about this. Please, please go to her post and look at this bizarre before she even heard my live and me going over all those messages and stuff. Look at her post of a funeral, friendship funeral, obituary looking whatever. Okay? It's not sad because as you look down it, she has Lord Dandy in there. She has you in there, Maria. G, I think you're a flower girl. It's the weirdest fucking thing. She has Diamond's name is in there. And then she has who else? No, oh, Rose. Yeah, take a look at that. Okay? I mean, okay, have fun with it. You're a jokester. But don't. She posted that like before my long video and before the one that she did while I was live and before the one that she did before this one. And now apparently she's doing another one. So she's making a mockery and a joke in a way, adding all those names and Flower Girl and making it look like an obituary and all, just weird AI shit, I guess, about our friendship. See, I've done the right thing by walking away, and I'm doing the right thing by defending myself.
Fuck it. want to be a threat. I don't want to be.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do, Sierra.
I didn't. Fuck, I gotta blow my nose again.
God.
I didn't do all this. I didn't do all this. I didn't do all this to be seen as the threat or the one or anything. I did this as an example of unconditional love. I did this. I did this so the younger generation in my family can hear my voice after I'm gone. I did this just for a record of how things affect other people. Is the reason I did this. Is the reason I told my story. I had to turn anger into purpose or I'd go crazy.
Okay, I get all that.
I didn't think
it's out of hand.
It would make anybody feel less than.
You knew it would.
And I didn't think PCT would turn on me. I never thought that. I never thought anybody would.
Me neither. I never thought our friendship was going to end. I thought I'd maybe even meet you someday. Maybe. Well, I don't fly anymore. You could have flown here.
But I promise you this. I can take a licking and keep on ticking. That's one thing y'all don't know about me. I'm going to conquer this beast. Whether my emotions or my nerves, they're not going to get the better of me. I just got to fight my way through it, you dig? And I don't care how many lives PCT do about me. It don't matter. I'm done after this.
No, you're not.
She can say, I don't fucking care. She can say anything she wants. She can say fucking Champee's fucking gorilla hair comes out my nose or some shit. She can say I fucked every animal in the circus. I don't give a fuck. Next week, she can say I fucked Mab and Mrs. Mab and every fucking goddamn turtle on YouTube. I don't give a fuck.
See what she's saying? I've never given a fuck who she's fucked. Ever. Including Jimmy. In a way, that's what she and I ended up bonding on. Come on, Rapper, be nice, please. You've been pretty nice. You can continue it. She did know she was hurting people. And this is why I keep saying she's contradicting herself, and she's not. She's talking, she has a platform, but she's the one that needs to leave YouTube for a little while and take a break. I've done it twice. For 3 months each time. I mean, I have. That's half a year total. And I needed to. And it's a good thing. But it's not even just taking a break. It's looking within and knowing you have good qualities and people don't hate you, but to understand that there is a time when enough is enough. And she's twisting a narrative now, or she did about a week or two ago, that I'm all in good or something with Dolly Vision and PJ. And that's why I'm not on her. like hate bandwagon or something for Jimmy anymore. And that now this was all planned in advance. For real, you guys. I'm not even like making this up. She said this. She said this on like her third live back or something. That this was planned for when Jimmy goes to Washington State. I'm assuming he'll be in Seattle. I don't know. That's the biggest city nearish me, 2 hours away. When he tries out for Survivor for a third time, that we're going to meet up and hook up. And then she says, and this was on my last live, which she probably didn't hear, she says that I don't give a fuck if PJ walks with you and Jimmy to your door and walks in and she sits down like a cuck. This is what she says. And I thought she said, and watches you fuck, but she didn't. She said, watches you guys have sex or something like that. You will never be in their little group in Virginia babysitting Ava. Okay, it's truly fucking insanity. Nobody can say, oh, that's just jokes to me. You hear her tone, you watch back her lives, give her the views, whatever. You guys will see what I'm really going through. And I've been trying to step out of this friendship that I had with her for going on a little over 2 months now. And I tried to do it as an adult and quietly. And it got way too out of hand when she started saying shit uh, like services rendered with me and Jimmy because he puts money on a PayPal towards a vacuum and sends a pizza to me and my family when we're low on food. Okay? You're the one fucking up, Sierra.
She can call me the whore of Dolly Vision. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck no more, man. I don't give a fuck. Y'all gonna stop pulling at me. You keep putting this dog in the corner, eventually it's gonna bite back. Excuse me.
She's putting little spies in everybody's lives. I hope you know that. To get the tea on Jimmy and PJ. I hope you know that. She's admitted it.
Miss Donna, I'm not crying over her. I'm crying at the fact that she's using this miscommunication for content and for views, for clicks and views.
Good grief. Fuck.
You know, it's one thing to have a resolution. Like if PCT would have came to me and talked our shit, and then she would have said, hey, yo, I know we good, but can I run this shit for clicks and views? I'd have been like, hell yeah.
That's just not
and
me.
I wouldn't have shed a tear.
You know it, Sierra. That's not me.
But the fact
Fuck.
she ain't even trying to get that shit right. She don't even want to. It's wild.
Yeah, I didn't want a tit for tat back and forth. It is wild, isn't it? I tried to walk away.
But I ain't got no choice but to be okay. You dig? The month of May was hard for me. I lost my son's father May 20th, 2020. So I've been just trying to stay afloat in between April and May. I've been just trying to.
Okay, I'm going to interject again. May will always be hard for me. It was Mother's Day, and it was the first time ever I couldn't send a card to my mother and my sister. We always sent Mother's Day cards to each other. Also, my mom's birthday is on May 12th. So instead of getting all kind of sad about it and, making a thumbnail with her picture and talking about her on May 12th, I don't even think I went live. Rapper, you need to be nice, or Mary Jane Doe is not going to be your girlfriend. She's not going to want to be your girlfriend. Okay? And that's what you want. You want attention. You want to feel some security and some nurturing from her, and you're not going to get it if you're not nice to her. Women want to be treated with some respect and kindness and loyalty. Hi, pretty sweet pea.
I'm gonna read the chat. I'm sorry. Fuck, I'm on YouTube crying again. I just couldn't hold it in anymore. Truth seeker, it don't matter. You don't have to explain nothing to nobody. You perfect just the way you are. You perfect just the way you are. Just the way God made you.
She knows that. She knows that by me too, Sierra.
Ain't no such thing as a learning disability. I don't believe in that. But you have to nod and smile when you send your baby to school, And just roll with the punches. IEP meeting, teacher meeting. You have to do all those things. But True Seeker, I had an IEP too. They said the same thing about me. But I never owned that shit. You know? And I just think some kids, some adults, the system just can't figure out. And that's not our problem. That's their problem. I don't see you no different than anybody else. I love you, Truth. I didn't tell you that to make you upset. I just tell you so you know the truth. Not everybody your friend. Okay?
Not everybody your friend.
Yeah, I don't do drama either. I know I'm in a lot of drama. And I don't mean to laugh. It's just it's just this Jimmy shit. It's just this fucking Jimmy shit. I could just shake him. I could just fucking shake him. But it's okay. God, God got me away from it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, at least I ain't laid up here beside him. Praise God. At least I ain't over here crying about failed friendships and he laid right here. At least I ain't got them kind of problems. At least I ain't got to wait and go to work and fucking, well, never mind. We're not talking about that. Miss Doc.
Sierra made this live just last night. Sierra's been having issues with me not giving the closure that she wanted by trying to understand where she's coming from when all this let go, let God comment and other things I've said and leaving messages, and then she blocked me and all this stuff. Sweet pea. So that's what's going on. And I've never gone through a live of hers and critiqued her like this. So I think what I'll do is I'll skirt ahead because I need to feed the kitty cats and things like that and get to the end. And you guys will know why I can't trust her. No, Rapper, be nice, Rapper. She's my only mod now. No one else are mods. I don't want any mods, just one. She doesn't time people out. But yeah, if you're gonna spam the chat, I guess she has to delete all that and time you out, it looks like. Okay, just a
I couldn't even listen to her live. I couldn't even listen to it. When she was interjecting and she was talking and I just shut it off. I just shut the whole TV off. It just seemed like energy. I just like, ugh. Just like, No matter what I do, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. No matter what I do, I'm always the bad guy. Well, if this isn't a telenovela, I don't know what is. If this ain't a fucking episode of Days of Our Lives, fuck. I understand that, you know? I miss her. And PCT reminded me of her. Because I feel like only me and my grandma will understand that, you know? I miss her. And PCT reminded me of her. Just her mannerisms and stuff. Fuck. I'm gonna let it go. I am. I'm gonna do it. This is not good. This is not good. This is stupid. Oh, God. Well, at least y'all know I'm not AI. Bing, bing. At least y'all know. Couldn't fake this shit. Couldn't fake this shit. Couldn't write this shit. Me. Just me. Don't forget to like the video. And in closing, I don't normally do this. And I'm gonna let
Here it comes with White Boy.
I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. I don't know if I told y'all.
Secret.
You know, I'm cool with White Boy Radio. Shout out to White Boy Radio Lockdown.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all, so I don't even think I've ever told White Boy. I've ever said it to him, and we're not gonna talk about it because we hope.
Okay, I don't think I've ever said it to White Boy. Okay, I beg to differ.
And, you know, niggas don't talk about their feelings and shit. So we're gonna grab a beer and just nod at each other like, yo, type shit. But White Boy Radio reminds me of, like, one of my cousins. And I don't know which one, because he's kind of a combination between two. No, actually, he's kind of like he kind of reminds me of my cousin Marcus that passed a little bit. I can dox him because he's passed. You know, the other two I ain't gonna dox them. But because I don't know if they want people to know I'm their cousin. So, but yeah, he reminds me of, you know, my mom's side of the family. White Boy Radio dude. I don't know why.
Get to your ploy. Get to your ploy,
if
Sierra.
If he ever hears this, or if anybody clip it.
No, like you want.
And I mean this in a joking content way. See, now I gotta always say that shit for the soft ass motherfuckers living on the Midwest who don't understand Ebonics and shit.
Okay, and that's me. She's referring to me, of course, because I'm from the Midwest. And she brought up the Midwest earlier in this video, and she's getting the tone. And yeah, whatever, Sierra.
But, and I'm gonna say it, you can take it how it resonates. I really don't give a fuck.
No, you don't.
But white boy, when you do whatever you gonna do, when it comes to PCT, whatever video you're gonna make, and whatever roasting you're gonna do, or parody, or whatever you got cooking up in that brain of yours.
Okay, and I'm supposed to think that this has never been discussed about me. Cooking up in your brain. White Boy Radio has nothing against me. I've never given him any reason to have anything against me. This is such a fucking way for her to just try to get back at me again.
You got one instruction from me, family to family. Unload the clip. Unload the clip in that bitch. Until the next time I got something to say.
I holler? Yeah, you'll be hollering all right. Okay, go ahead and make fucking parodies about me. I really don't care. And in fact, it gets my name out there more. I hope you do it, white boy. I'm almost ready to subscribe to you in case you do. And then I'll know for sure. But I don't have to subscribe to you because people let me know when I'm being talked about. They let me know in Messenger. Okay, and I've nothing against you. I don't. All I said was the next time I came in, which was like a week later or something like that, and said hello, I was completely ignored, including by you. But like you said, you have ADHD, and I understand that. But your wife was in there a long time, but she's mad at me or has some kind of attitude with me, I guess, because of my feelings about Jimmy going to that hotel with what's her face at the concert and accusing him of things. Okay, my belief and my feelings about it are different. Sierra used to feel the same way without hesitation, the same way I felt, but now she's changing her feelings slash narrative on that, and that's her business. So, yeah, I'm going to feed the cats, try to have a nice day, and if I have to come back and defend myself again, I probably will. Not necessarily today or tonight, probably by tomorrow. I'm hoping not, but more than likely, she's going to pick what story she wants to go with me and decide somewhere in there that I'm pining and I'm waiting for Jimmy in where? Seattle or Spokane? I don't know where the fuck in Washington the what are they called? The tryouts for Survivor are. And he could change his mind and not even go. Why is she so fucking flipped out about it is beyond me. Thanks everyone for being here. Hit the like if you want, subscribe if you want to. Help me get to 5,000 if you don't mind. It's been my goal for a little while. Thank you. All right. Love you guys. Bye, everyone. I don't hate you, Sierra, but it would benefit you to literally see a therapist. and look deeply within. Thank you, Mary Jane Doe, for being such a kind friend and mod. Bye, you guys.